Good afternoon and welcome to Q Questions, where each week we pull back the curtain on OnCue, one of the most powerful trial presentation platforms in the legal world. I'm Gene, your host, and joining me here every week is Robb, OnCue's Director of User Development and all-around OnCue guru, if you will. For those of you watching on YouTube, welcome. For those of you who clicked the link in the description and you want to join us here in the studio, that's even better. Just activate your camera and we will bring you on stage and you can ask your question to Robb directly. Otherwise, you can leave your question in the comments, as I'll be monitoring those throughout the show, and I will ask Robb those questions and we will get those answered for you as well. We do this every Wednesday at noon right here, so make this part of your weekly routine, and we look forward to seeing you each and every week right here on Q Questions. Robb, how are we doing today, sir?
Doing great. Hey, did you know that I have an OnCue cue ball?
Wow, that is as literal as it gets right there, man.
Derek Palisol, I have a pool table, and Derek Palisol got that for me years ago. And I have an OnCue. And I was just showing that I have a cool OnCue pin. Someone laser etched an OnCue pin in the OnCue purple. And so that's what I'm looking at. Doing great today. Got the OnCue hat. This is the hat you get if you become advanced certified. You get one of the OnCue hats that comes in your package. And so I'm sporting that today. I should take this tag off, though. I should probably take that off. But anyway, no, how you doing, Gene? You good?
Man, I'm good. I'm not styling and profiling quite as much as you. I got to get that advanced training in so I can get me one of them sweet hats and some of the other cool swag that comes along with the advanced certification. But hey, speaking of training, what better segue into, you announced it last week, and now we have the dates, our official third quarter training reminder. We are going to be offering 2 different dates this year to suit your schedule. First, on Thursday, August the 6th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if that one doesn't work for you, you can sign up for Thursday, August 27th, same time frame, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. And that is going to be our third quarterly training for 2026. If you want to sign up, you can go now to oncuetech.com/training, and the links are there. Just click on the date that works best for you and get signed up. Robb, do we still have any of those sync points available for early signups, or have those all been taken?
So I don't know. I think we do. I think we were doing, what was it? First 25 to sign up for either one. Yeah, first 25 to sign up, you get 10 sync credits given to you, which sync credits, I'll break that down for you. Maybe we could do that next week and break it down for somebody. Hey, Danny. Oh man, I love Danny Brown. She's great. I like her dad. I like her brother. They're just a great family that have gone on in this business Danny started it, the dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to sync credits real quick. We can go through how those are same as cash. They're literally same as cash. If you're in this business and you're an independent contractor, or you've got your own company or whatever, you're charging somebody to do the sync, they are same as cash. Back to Danny. Danny started his job in this business, and then he was able to parlay that into now kind of a family business. His daughter is in, his son is in, and they're both becoming seasoned trial techs themselves. So yeah, we're going to have fun at the third quarter training. I'm teaching both of those. I've got them on my calendar. I'm going to do them. I'll probably have Max along with me. I'm sure you'll be there, Gene, pushing buttons. We're going to be doing some stuff and, going over some new features. We just had a new release that dropped on Friday. That release was an update that we did to fix some things. There were just some little bugs in there, that you find over the course of time, and we got those fixed. Put that fix out for you, and so that's good.
Very good.
Questions going on today, Gene? I know you get some.
Well, that topic kind of lends itself to starting with this question that we got. Can you explain the difference between the different types of training that OnCue offers? You have one-on-one, we have fundamental, quarterly, and advanced.
All right. So the one-on-one training right now is on hiatus because we've not found a good way to make that work. But that's one that is definitely coming back. It's just we're figuring out it was hard because you need that training right now.
Right.
We don't have the availability to go right now. Right. So we got to figure out how to make that work. Okay. All right. So let's talk about fundamental first. Fundamental is the very first training that you do. This is the one that teaches the user manual. It goes through and it teaches the fundamentals. What it's going to do is it's going to build, it's going to pour the foundation, it's going to put up the studs, it's going to put up the roof, it's going to put the walls up. What it's not going to do is it's not going to put your flooring in. It's not going to finish out your counters. It's not going to finish out your bathrooms, because those things are custom to you and what you want.
Yes.
So what that does is that gives you the foundation or the fundamentals to build on top of that.
Right.
I don't know anybody that's come out of a fundamental training that has said, hey, I don't know how to do designations now, or I don't know how to get documents into OnCue. Quarterly is the fundamental training light. It's less money. It's a third of the cost of the fundamental training, but it is designed for people who are just solo practitioners. They don't care about the question and answer session. They don't care about the video. They don't care about any of those things. They just want to get a down and dirty training on the cheap.
Right.
Now, the training is not cheapened. We do the same training.
Yeah.
A few things may not be gone into in a quarterly that are in a fundamental. Okay. That's the difference in those two.
Gotcha.
Same training, just you don't get any perks with it. There's no recording. There's no, I don't know if Karen even does certificates for those people. She might do certificates that you've gone through the training. I'm not sure. So those are the fundamental and the quarterly. The advanced is a whole different animal. It's a whole different ball of wax. The advanced is exactly that. Now, we're not only going to put the flooring and the countertops and the walls in, we're going to paint the walls. We're going to find where the hidey holes are in the house to store things that nobody can find. We're going to go into some back end stuff and find the secret passageway that goes from the bedroom to the garage, all of that kind of stuff. That's what advanced is. Advanced is going to get, and advanced gives you some real advantages. Number one, you know the shit. Number two, you are going on our website as a certified advanced user. You want to tell your clients, hey, I'm advanced certified. There's thousands of users out here that use OnCue. There's only 20 people that are certified advanced in this country. Okay. So if there's thousands of people using it and you've only got 20 advanced certified people, just saying.
That's an elite group. You know,
just saying. Just saying. So that's what the advanced does. And the advanced people, they talk amongst each other and they start passing jobs back and forth and all of those kind of things. And it's really good for the independent contractor that wants to just have it on their resume and have it on their email or whatever the case may be. Plus you get some pretty cool swag. You get a pullover and you get a hat and a cup and some other stuff. It's a really good deal. You've been around advanced trainings, Gene. You've been around advanced testing. You know what goes on.
Yeah. People have asked me, and I guess the analogy I've hit them with usually is, hey, fundamentals, high school, advanced is college. Now you're getting the degree.
Yeah. Sure. You know? That's perfect. Thank you for summing that up. You could have stopped me from going long-winded and you could have just summed.
Well, right. I'll let you give the informed answer, and I give the simple Alabama answer of high school and college. And you go, who would have thought the guy from Alabama even had a concept of college?
Roll Tide.
Indeed. Roll Tide, indeed, sir. So let me see here. Let's pick a good one. I've got, like I said, I've got a few corralled over here. All right. So here's something, I've sat in a lot of trainings. I know you, Max, everybody, you always mention at the beginning of any of the training that we do, can you explain the reasoning behind the idea that it's better to build your case in OnCue on a local drive rather than a Dropbox or a Google Drive? Because I know that's something there's sometimes some pushback on people in the class will go, well, that's what we do all our stuff on here. But there is a very good reason why you recommend against it. Will you kind of talk a little bit of what that's about?
Sure. So when you're working on Dropbox or Google Drive, those things are cloud storage, somebody else's computer. Okay. And you have to get to those through the internet. And the internet has what's called packet traffic, and it sends data up and sends data down, and it does it at a speed based on whatever the heck it is that you have. Well, when a database is being written to, right, there you added a new document to OnCue. That database has to be written to. It has to somehow, something has to tell the database, this is new stuff. So the database becomes new. It has to update itself. And when it does that, there is a time between your machine and where the database is to get that information and then get that information back down to you. And what happens is there is going to inevitably, there's going to be something missed. There's going to be a lag. There's going to be a lock that ends up happening on the database file. Something is going wrong between these two things. Then how many courtrooms have I been in, and have you, the listeners, been in, where the internet went out? I've got one courtroom in Natchez, Mississippi that I can't get internet, period.
Right.
They're not going to give me a hard wire, and there is no such thing as wireless because you can't get through the concrete. They've got such thick concrete with marble walls inside. Dude, you're not getting out to any cell service signal. They don't care if you have your cell phones because they know you have no service.
Yeah.
What am I going to do then? Now I got to bring all of this stuff from what was working great at the office on Google Drive and Dropbox. It was working fantastic. Now I'm in a hotel room in Natchez, Mississippi with 56K down, and I've got to download 20 gigs worth of stuff off of the Dropbox and get it to my C drive. Oh. And I did, and I landed, a day before we're going to trial.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's just not smart, dude. It's not smart. Now, that's not the same as working on a network or a NAS drive. It's not the same, but it needs to be on that local drive. There's no don't give somebody else access. Don't create failure where failure is not likely to happen. It's unlikely that your hard drive is going to crash on you in the middle of trial, whereas computer becomes bricked. It's highly unlikely.
Right.
And you should have a backup machine anyway. I mean, if that happened to me, I've got one if something happens right now on Q questions, I think I can get back in because I've got one machine right here and I've got another machine right there. I can get back in.
Right. Yeah.
So why give yourself that pain? Why create that pain point for yourself? And why create that anxiety? Even inner office, it's a problem because you're working on the case and I'm working on the case. How does Google Drive or Dropbox know which one of our changes should be? It's a version control issue, and then it becomes a fight between you and I.
Yes.
Over what our computers are trying to do. And you say, well, I tuned those designations. Well, no, you didn't, because what I was working on before I sent it up, before I made my changes somehow interacted with your changes. I don't know how, but the versioning doesn't work properly.
Yeah.
That's the long answer.
Well, and that's what I wanted. Cause I mean, I know y'all don't usually have time to go into all that. And I know there's usually always someone in the room that goes, yeah, but that's what we do at our, so I thought, well, right. Because when you explain it, it makes perfect sense. There's really not an argument to be made against it at that point. So I thought this was as good a place as any to kind of get into that. So here's another interesting question here. As a trial tech, what's the most valuable piece of advice you ever received that you could share today?
Ooh. I have had so much good advice over the years from several people. But the most valuable has to be, it ain't what you make, it's what you save. And the only thing real in this business is the money and the miles.
There you go.
And and not that what we do is not real, but it's theater, right? I mean, court is theater, whether you like it or not. You're trying to convince 12 people in a box to go with your side. You're trying to convince a judge that your argument is better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that not theater?
Yeah.
So it's a facade. The only thing real in this business for us as techs is the money and the miles. Everything else is a facade. Jason said, always bring a backup computer. That should never even have to be said, but he is 100% right. He's 100%. Hey, dude, if you're walking into trial with one laptop let's say this. You live in Gadsden, Alabama. If I'm coming to trial in Gadsden and my computer blows up, where do I go get a computer equivalent to mine right now in Gadsden?
To get a computer in Gadsden, you've got the option of Walmart and
Don't want that.
Depot.
Don't want that.
And that's about
the only place that's going to have something close to the equivalent of what I need is probably going to be Best Buy. If you have to, Best Buy is your best backup. Yeah. But dude, how do I get to a Best Buy, Gene? How long
is that going to take? To Birmingham.
Hour and a half to Birmingham. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So a great piece of advice that Jason said there: bring a backup laptop, bring another computer. What does it hurt you? I mean, it doesn't hurt you. And when you say, well, I spent $3,000 on this laptop. Well, spend another $1,500 and buy you a little side backup that can at least get done what you need to get done. Because then when everything's done tonight, I can make that hour and a half run to Birmingham and replace mine or whatever it is I need to do,
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, good deal. Well, anybody got any questions that they want to ask? Feel free to put those in the chat there or in the comments. If you want to come on, you can always come on. I love when people come on and ask questions. That's always the fun part for me. But if you have any questions, always make sure you put them in the comments. We do this live, except on days when we can't. We are in the middle of, Gene, I believe you're part of building the OnCue store right now. Is that right?
Yes, sir. We are working on that as we speak.
You know what?
Did
you know this is a piece of history? This was the very first and only run in 2014 of the original OnCue mouse pad. And wow. I have used, you can tell I have used and abused it until I found out that it was the only one. I think Donnie Guillory had one, and maybe a couple others, but it didn't go into a production. This was the original OnCue mouse pad. And now, of course, I use the OnCue Advanced Certified mouse pad. And hey, if you guys want to comment on this or give us a thumbs up in the chat or something, Gene, let me tell you something I'm working on. I'm working on a mouse pad that's going to be a little larger than a normal mouse pad, but not quite the size of a gaming mouse pad.
Right.
It's going to be our entire hotkey layout right there on the mouse pad.
There you go.
I'm thinking about that. If people want that, they need to put it in here. They need to give us a thumbs up or something. Let us know in here. Say, yeah, I want that. That way I know people are on it.
Yes, folks, go in there and like that. I just
my way to focus group things.
I just went and printed out a copy of the hotkey on a piece of paper, and a mouse pad would be way cooler and a lot more user friendly. So
who was it there? Let's close with another. There it comes. There they come. They're going to ask now. They're going to start posting comments. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right, Emma, we're going to get you. Hey, you had another. Oh, here we go. Danny. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's talk about this. But there's two questions there.
Yes.
Or is there just one?
Well, you may read it out for everybody. If somebody, I guess everybody watches this, nobody listens, but just in case you're having trouble seeing the screen.
I want to answer them. I want to answer them one at a time.
All right. Let's start with the first one. How do you feel about a wireless HDMI setup?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Now, the next question is she makes a comment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I know wired is best, but not having to run wires for a day for a day setup is a lot more convenient. What are your thoughts?
All you got to do is use that stupid click share by Barco in any conference room that's a wireless HDMI dongle system with a puck, and you will be able to see that there is so much lag between your mouse movement with your hand and the mouse movement on the screen that it becomes incredibly unstable, incredibly hard to work. It's literally watching something that's got the lips 2 seconds behind the audio. It's impossible. Now, idea of it is fantastic, but no, I can't even get there, Danny. I love the idea, but I just don't think even HDMI is at the level that it can do that. Tried HDMI drives to, yes, absolutely. Scott's 100% right. I mean, it's not ready for prime time. It's not ready for prime time. J-Lo, that's Jim Lopez. I made my custom hotkey mouse pad. So what he did was he customized his keys, knows those are going to be his keys.
Right.
Then he printed that mouse pad.
There you go.
So what I should do is have somebody, they could send us theirs, and then we could print their, whatever their thing is, and then go from there. Oh, by the way, I did want to say at the beginning, I got into 3D printing now. My wife bought a Bamboo Lab PS2, and I'm learning about, I never got into the 3D printing game. Dude, I'm terrible at this, but it is so flipping fun. I got to tell you. So if you're not a 3D printing person, you should become one. You can print your own like cases and stuff for trial. You can print your own stuff to carry stuff in. It's insane. Gene, you had another question that I think I saw in the email like 4 or 5 days ago that asked something about equipment. I don't know what it was. It was like something about, we talked about the Stream Deck, but then like,
there it is.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Recently, there's been discussion of using a Stream Deck with OnCue. Are there other devices that either yourself or others you know of have used effectively with OnCue that you might recommend?
Yes, 100%. I want to talk about these two things. Number one, and look, guys, this is just my own personal preference. I got, 20 some years in the hot seat, and I've been around a little while, and these things are both very impressive to me. Number one, the Logitech Spotlight. You must have a Logitech Spotlight. It's the laser. Gene, you've seen it work. You understand how it works. It's the laser pointer. It's the magnification. It's all that stuff. And then it's got a forward button and a back button. If you don't want the lawyers to hit anything but the laser, all you have to do is just put some duct tape or some gaffer's tape around those two buttons, and then they've just got this, and boom, it works. Works great with everything. Logitech Spotlight absolutely needs to be in the top shelf of your bag. Number two, I don't care which one you use. They're coming out with new versions all the time. But the Logitech MX Master mice are absolutely amazing. Now, I know that they don't have very many buttons. They're not some ET phone home type of deal, but the Logitech MX Master, this one is the 3S. I think I have an original MX Master somewhere. These things have been solid. They hold their charge for a long time. They're absolutely fantastical. Love them. Logitech MX Master. Lastly, always have some kind of hub with you. Some kind of hub, because if an internal component goes out on your machine, you want to have some kind of hub. You can never have too many USB ports. You can never have those things, but some kind of hub that's going to be, this one's a hub that even delivers 2 HDMI signals out.
Right on.
Okay. But this thing's a couple $100, but some kind of hub. And lastly, I always have these little gimmicks right here. This is a USB-C to USB-C extender. It allows me to extend what I'm doing, right? It allows me to extend what I'm doing, and everything's going to USB-C, Gino. So, they're phasing out USB-A and all that kind of stuff. Even monitors are taking USB-C signals now. So, rock on.
Absolutely. Well, I guess this has been a pretty fun, productive show here, Rob.
Hey, Danny said, what is your preference, wired or wireless mouse? I always love wireless, but I have a wired in my bag. I have a wired USB Dell 2-button scroll wheel in the middle. Just old Dell mouse.
Yeah.
Wired, been old faithful. I keep it in my bag all the time.
Backup.
Bag up.
Have that backup.
Hey, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. And with that, take me home.
Amen. All right. Well, this has been a fun and productive show. Again, folks, don't forget, you can go and sign up for the third quarter training right now over at oncuetech.com/training. And also, we mention it every week. I got to mention it again this week. Join the community. Join community.oncuetech.com. We'd love to have you over there and join in on the conversation. And we'd love to see you here again next week for another episode of Q Questions.